Chosen one, you walked right through every trap they set. Now they're watching you in silence, trying to figure you out. You don't need their approval. You didn't crack under pressure. You didn't make your pain a spectacle for them to celebrate. You succeeded without their applause, without begging. Now they lurk in the background, analyzing your moves like you are some rare creature. You are the glitch in the matrix, the living proof that the setup is a scheme. They're studying you, staring, fear, fascination, frustration. You weren't supposed to win. You didn't sell out. You're chosen by something far greater than status. What they threw at you, you still rise. You escaped, and you humiliated them by doing it on your own terms. That inner voice inside of you, you walk through fire alone. You are louder than their silence. You became the spotlight. You don't chase acceptance. You're forged in rejection, solitude. They study you. Every time your name comes up, the vibe shifts to paranoia because they know something they never admit. And you made it, and you did it clean. No shortcut, no selling out. You move like raw truth, quietly powerful, and that's intimidating. Someone thrives. You become obsession for them. Your progress shames their laziness. Your light forces them to face their own darkness. They don't see inspiration. They sense agitation. They don't scroll through your story. They hope to reverse engineer. They skip the suffering, the process, the authenticity you built in the shadows. You shine bright. You're burning their illusions. Don't shrink when they stare. Don't lower yourself. Don't question yourself, your power, your purpose, your path. You didn't come this far to make them comfortable. You rise. Let them whisper, let them talk. You never followed nobody's map. You are the compass. They study you. You made it. The eyes, the shift of energy, because you are chosen. They're not watching to learn. They watch because you broke their system. They expected you to collapse, to beg, to follow the crowd, but you transformed into a force. Their observation isn't respect, it's damage control. They thought they had you figured out. You speak another language they never learned. In their minds, you couldn't win, but you were on top, clean, untarnished. And they're scrambling to explain it. They're not inspired. They're shaken. They thought you will crumble. You will lose. You wrote the story. They wanted to dissect your calm, translate your strength, decode how you slip through the cracks without selling your soul. They never expected you to emerge from betrayal, to keep your peace intact, to still smile when you're supposed to be buried. Move in silence. They taking notes because your existence is their failure. You didn't react the way they planned. You didn't bleed publicly. They mocked you, isolated you, questioned you, and you never begged for explanation. You simply leveled up quietly, strategically, unapologetically. Now they encircle, trying to figure you out, what fuel you ran on. They underestimated the power of God. They thought your silence was weakness. Your power is not comfort. It's meant to disrupt. You are the disruption. You never asked for permission. You became it. And they can't grasp how you did it without their approval. They thought your pain will make you small, bitter. But your pain turned precise. You learned to claim rooms that never welcome you. In silence, you don't need to speak, you don't need to talk. They want you to be victim, nobody, failure. But you stripped it, and you burned it, and you built armor from the ashes. They can't put you in a category. You don't fit. You're unreadable because you outgrew their games. Nothing terrifies manipulators of something they can't control. They disturb. They expected you to lash out, to be bitter. But you found clarity in the storm. You taught to love yourself in a world that's evil. Their ego can't compete with you. The spirit that survived with integrity. Their envy in fake smile, compliments, trying to figure you out, how you turned pain into peace, betrayal into boundaries, isolation into power. You didn't just survive. You thrived on your own vision, your own pain, and unwavering refusal to shrink. You didn't need their approval. You didn't play their game, and you still won. They tried to mimic your energy, but it falls flat because what you carry isn't bought. It's earned in silence, in suffering, in pain, in darkness, when no one clapped. But the universe worked for you. You became power by refusing to replay yourself. They question your peace, doubt your joy, suspect your glow, because they can't believe someone can make it this far without selling out. You don't owe nobody explanation, softness, access. You owe yourself to keep building while they keep guessing. Let them confuse your growth with ego. Let them call you calm, fake. Let them call you arrogant, prideful. You are chosen by God. When life told you to disappear, you showed up anyway, louder in presence, calm, sharper in purpose. You are the contradiction they never prepared for, and they watch because you made it. You made it out from the darkness. You inspire people to be better, to win. You are different. Their manipulation didn't work on you. Their hate, their slander. They tried to break you, but you turned every wound into a weapon. Betrayal after betrayal. They waited for you to crumble. They thought you will drown in bitterness or shrink. Some people learn to breathe in darkness. You didn't let trauma define you. You define yourself through it. You didn't shatter. You sharpened. You took the pieces of your life and built something stronger. Every heartbreak, a chamber for wisdom. You saw through the facades people hide behind. Every moment of loneliness became power. Power that doesn't roar. Power in silence like a storm. Intensity. You went through it. You saw it. You made it through it all. And you're still standing strong. Stronger than ever. Untouchable. Unstoppable. You're not loud, flashy, but you walk through the fire, calm, clear, unshakable. You are a threat. They don't know how to handle you because they can't weaponize trauma against someone who is already risen above it. Free, crazy, from broken, from suffering. It fueled you into a revolution. You can be locked, dismissed by the world, but you can find the words. Imagine people who were locked up, who found themselves, and they came out, and the pain didn't break them, it revealed them. You are living testament to the truth that you are a champion. The suffering, you triumphed. You didn't get over your past. You grew from it. You became someone who can't be stolen because you faced the unthinkable. You carry yourself differently. You can smell dishonesty. You can sense fake. People don't understand. They label you as guarded, intense. You went through hell and you have changed. Trauma buries you or builds you. You chose to build from your trauma, brick by brick. You learned the hard way. You build it into armor. Your resilience speaks louder. Your calm drowns their chaos. Your very presence shakes them. Not because you're loud, because you're undeniable, real. They can't manipulate somebody who is healed. You healed yourself. The world is broken. The system profits when people remain reactive, dependent, unsure, but you reclaim your power. You know who you are. You trust your gut. And that makes you unpredictable, uncontrollable. They study you, desperate to figure out how you stayed whole, how you still smiling, how you speak so clearly, how you stand so tall. They keep watching because they can't grasp how someone so wounded can still love with discernment, lead with wisdom. Trauma isn't a tragedy unless you let it be. You turned suffering into prophecy, and your life became the most potent revenge, the kind that doesn't need shouting. You don't have to prove yourself or explain your journey. You are the journey. You are a survivor. Your growth speak volumes. Let them stare. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. You didn't, you survived. You transcended, and that terrifies them. You don't have to open your mouth. Your mere presence exposes their deceptions. When truth walks into a room, performance becomes uncomfortable. Not because you said anything, because your authenticity drills into their fake. You don't need a stage, spotlight, script. Your essence calls the attention. It's rare these days. Realness, it's not real these days. Your confidence lands like an earthquake. You don't attack them. They squirm because you calm mirrors the war they are hiding inside. Their smiles crack. Their laughs echoes. They practice lies under your gaze. You don't have to tear anyone down. You build and you exist, and mask falls away when you are who you are. Your presence, your stillness and grace. You have the substance, you have the frequency. You're not dramatic, you're devastating. You reveal what they can't control. When you enter, you see the fake. You hold up a mirror. They can't look at you. They mock you for being too intense, because they can't fake what you embody. Your inner peace, real power and silence can't be copied, and you live it the real way. Many people strayed from themselves. They despise and admire you, imitate and ridicule you. They can't replace what they don't understand, so they mimic. But your strength wasn't learned, it was survived. Psychology confirms it. People who maintain a strong sense of self and internal validation disrupt group dynamics built on performance, hierarchy, and fleeting applause. You don't play those games. You bring alignment, and that alignment rattles the foundation of any room constructed from lies. That's why they lob digs, question your tone. You're calm as coldness. They whisper, you're too serious, too incensed, too different, too funny, too happy, too this, too that. You're just genuine. Their system was never built to sustain authenticity. They crave applause, you crave truth. They study how to look impressive, you are impactful. They chase validation, you turned your back and never look back. That thought haunts them. They can't stand that you walked away from their approval. So they dress envy up as critique, backhanded compliments. Who do they think they are? Because they're afraid to ask the hardest question, who have I become? Let them ask. Let them shift, uncomfortable when you enter. You aren't here to blend in. You're here to disrupt the illusion. And you do it effortlessly because you are the rarest force in this world. Undeniable, real. Chosen. That's precisely what they can't stop studying you. You are living proof that their plans failed. They whispered your end in shadow, plotted your eraser like quiet assassins. They weaponized rumors, twisted your reputation, set traps behind smiles. When that failed, they tried to erase you through calculation, silence, isolation, mean to drain you until you disappear. But you stand, not just alive, but thriving, your very existence. They tried and couldn't conquer. Your success is the headline they never wanted to print. Your smile is the document they can't deny. Your peace is the evidence they can't refuse. They crafted a narrative to make you invisible, to ghost you from memory, to unperson you, emotional brick at a time. Yet, in burying you, they planted a seed that took root and grew beyond. You flourish like a tree. Your presence, your calm, your unshakable refusal to shrink is the loudest revenge imaginable. There is no shout more piercing than quiet triumph, no scream more cutting than calm, an apology, healing, no slap harder than living fully without bitterness or mimicry. History offers familiar names. Tupac survived bullets and media wars. Many people, all the legends, many people think you're crazy when you're special. You are the one that lives on forever. You survived the unthinkable, refused to be silenced. They tried to prevent. You weren't supposed to be this vibrant, aware, unstoppable, but you are. You aren't proving anything to them. You are the proof. Every breath you take punches their lies. They must swallow your peace. It's a battlefield victory recorded in your soul. Let them witness it firsthand. Let them sit in the front row of your resilience. You are the one that made it. They couldn't kill you. You vibrated at a frequency they can't decode. And that terrifies them because you have the energy, vibration, frequency. You are the essence, the alignment. They build a system around noise, but you upgraded. They can't register it. Your wavelength. They try to mimic your style, words, methods, but they can't duplicate the energy forcing your unique trials. Their mask slips when you're near because you're tuned into authenticity. You went through the trials, the tribulations. You don't need trends to feel real. You were never a tourist in your own life. You have the ancient truth in your bones. You live lifetime of insight in one lifetime. You're not a trend. They say you're intense when you are powerful. They call you different when you remind them of everything they're not. You're not made for their system. You are the system. You are your own system. You are in another dimension. They feel it in the space between your words. When you hold peace, when case will be easier. You are the calm in the storm. You have scars and you chose to rise anyway. You are the fire. You don't react to the energy. You broadcast your own. You aren't seeking truth. You are the truth. They can't look away. They can't imitate. They can't predict it. They can't stop it. They can't be it. You are the signal that ends their script. Trust in yourself. Every adversity you're faced became a paragraph. You were written off, but you kept going. You are reading the book. You are in the book. They think if they take your style, they get the same result. They want what you carry is in your soul, not printed in ink. You're not meant to follow their maps. You do your own thing, walking on your own road. While they opposed, you processed. While they networked, you connected. You built endurance. You didn't come from nobody else's blueprint. You became it. They wanted to bury you. Your exit was the entrance. You didn't lie down. You refused to vanish. They wanted to silence, erase you. Instead of fading away, you rose like smoke. Survival, they wanted you gone. But you returned stronger. A dramatic breakdown they could mock. You gave them radiance, peace, power. They can't ignore. They use their silence to weaponize you. Now, their silence is confusion, disbelief, fear, because they can't fathom how you grew stronger after they walked away. They didn't close the door, they slammed it. Here you are, a living receipt for every scheme. Your glow isn't your success, it's proof. Your smile is the documentation. Your healing is the evidence. Your joy is you walk through fire and you're still standing. They tried to bury you, but you are the legend. You bounce back. Now they are in the shadows, whispering your name, unable to understand how you made it on your own. They missed that you were built on their opinion. You were built on alignment and self-trust. They wanted to control you. You saw clarity. Revenge will be easy. It will satisfy them, but you should chose healing to burn the false self. You chose yourself and you grew. You were never dependent on them. You were dimmed by their absence. They were a distraction. They wanted to control. You rooted your truth in tragedy. They tried to treat you like a mistake, fail, but now you're the blueprint. They scrawled through your life. You are written in blood, self-respect. You're magnetic. You don't exist, you command. You are the proof. You were cast out, counted out, shut down, and came back stronger. They wanted to erase you. Now they want your formula. You heal, you align, you refuse to shrink, and you rose anyway. You made it. You made it. And they will never truly understand you because you didn't trade your soul for the spotlight. You kept your spirit intact. They can't copy. They expected you to lose something. Your values, your voice, your integrity. You didn't fit in. You rose with empty hands. You didn't cut people down. You moved with grace and still reached your destination. You had to battle. You became everything they said was impossible. You didn't fake it, you faced it. You didn't just succeed, you stayed human. You stayed real. You became presence. They polished masks. You became the mirror. Now you are living proof that success doesn't require betrayal, authenticity. You are the teacher, the leader they never deserved. They can't clap because it convicts them. You are the version of power they can't take. They scramble for applause. You carry something heavy. Peace. You didn't just make it. You made it without becoming them. You already made it because you think that you made it. They know you won. You won without losing your soul. Chosen ones, their manipulation doesn't work on you.